Okay, good morning, everybody. Hope everybody's well. Happy Monday for those that are here with me live. We spoke last week about meaning and purpose. And tomorrow we're going to pick that up. But today we're going to take a little digression. It happens to be Monday after the Super Bowl. And whether you watch the Super Bowl or not, if you've been with me for more than like a week, you know that we're going to talk about the Super Bowl. I mean, how can we not? This is the last game of the season. You know what I'm saying? Like, no one should think that I watch football for the ball. I hope not at this point. I watch it for the lessons. Sports. I grew up with sports being the metaphor for life. And there's no great sport greater than football. And there's no game greater than the Super Bowl. Now, a couple of things. First of all, just so that I'm an open book here. I was going for the Bengals, Joe Burrow. Man, that team. Zach Taylor, what they did, the underdog, the Bengal, come on, the storyline, the whole deal. So I was disappointed by the loss. However, sometimes even in the loss, you learn things that are greater than if your team would have won. Not even my team, just saying I was picking one. I don't even really have a team. The game showed me something really powerful. Whether you watched the game or didn't watch the game, don't worry. We'll talk you through. If you watched the game, hopefully, and you're a Rams fan, congratulations. If you wanted the Bengals to win, hopefully this will provide you some comfort. And if you didn't watch the game or you don't know what football's all about, just stick with me. We'll get to the lesson. So for those who watched the game, you just as a short recap, the Rams came out strong early. The Bengals caught up. Bengals came out the second half, went up. And then everything stalled. Everything. Right? Bengals were up 2016 for the entire game, pretty much. Second half. And then everything stalled. The offenses on both sides just basically sputtered. They lost Odell Beckham. There's no one really to throw to. So the Rams offense stalled. And on the Bengals, they just couldn't stop Aaron Donald. Joe Burrow had tons of pressure, so their offense stalled. So the whole game was basically just the stat score. As the game came to the end, like what happened in the previous game with the Rams and the previous game and the previous game, came to the last drive. They went up the field systematically. About a minute and a half left, scored. They went up, and then when the Bengals got the ball back, Aaron Donald sacked Joe Burrow, game over. And I'm watching the game and I'm thinking of the following thing. The Rams are coached by an incredible coach, a guy named Sean McVay. And Sean McVay is known for systematic teaching. The game is disciplined. If you watch it closely, you'll see they're running similar plays, disciplined, 5, 7, 10, 12-yard plays. Almost never do you see Matthew Stafford throw the ball all the way down the field. Almost never do they do crazy trick plays. It's a disciplined offense. And it's a disciplined defense. Constant pressure, constant pressure, constant pressure. And as the game wore on, and as people were more energetic, it didn't do anything. Stall, 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 stall. But at the end of the game, as people started getting weary, as people started getting more nervous, as the game was coming to its final minutes, there was cracks. Cracks in the defense. Cracks on the line. And all that discipline and all those systematic moves started to break open and break open and break open until in the last, just like last game, those last few minutes, they scored their touchdown, they blocked them, and they won. And I thought about the following thing that I want to share. So many times in life, we get discouraged because we're not there yet. We're not there yet. Everyone else is there, but we're not there. Every day you wake up in the morning and you have a choice. Is your morning routine excellent? Do you acknowledge maybe the presence of God? Do you go through routine that empowers you in the morning? Maybe prayer, maybe whatever it is that you do. If you have children, is the way you deal with them excellent? When you go to work, are you going through work and trying to do the best that you can every single day? Are you looking at what's on your desk and saying, how do I make this great? How do I make this play the best it can be? Is the standard of our life micro excellence? Micro excellence. Every play. Whether we win it or we lose it. Whether we put into our children and they throw it back in our face. You know how many kids are being raised and it looks like the parents are losing the game, right? The offense is stalled. You're putting into the kid and the kid's throwing it back at you. 15, 16, 17, whatever. And the kid's in the mid-20s and it clicks. And you're like, oh, what happened? You wore them down systematically. You never gave up. You never lost hope. You never stopped doing what you're doing. You never threw out your training. You never stopped the systematic micro excellence. One play, one play, one play. Be great, be great, be great. Don't worry, it'll work. What the Rams did tonight was they stuck to their program of conditioned excellence even when it stalled for most of the Super Bowl. And in fact, basically after the first quarter, nothing happened for them until the last play. They literally had nothing from the first few minutes to the last few minutes, but they never stopped. They never changed. Stick with it. Stick with it. Marriage, children, career, social projects that you have, spirituality, connection to others, stuff that matters in life. It's one play at a time. It's one day at a time. Some days you win, some days you lose, some days you win, some days you lose, some days you get yards, some days you lose yards. And you get off that field and with your head in shame many times more than you win. Watch a Super Bowl. That quarterback shakes his head and charges off the field. He raises his hands in triumph. Many times. It's fourth, it's third down, and you get stopped. Many times you have to punt. Many times someone gets injured. Many times it looks like the game is over. Many times the movement goes in the other way. Many times it's time to give up. But professional athletes do not give up until the buzzer sounds. Never. The Rams tonight stuck to their program. And in fact, they threw the ball to their receiver, a guy named Cooper Kupp, even though he was double team, triple team. He should have been triple team. We could talk about that later. He wasn't double team. It's another story. Just stick with it. 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 Stick with it. It'll crack. We'll make it work. It's the story of life, my friends. It's the story of life. You spend time practicing to make sure that you're micro great every day. Don't worry about the fans. Because I guarantee you in Sean McVay's practices and the Rams practice, they're getting it right. They're not doing it half-baked. They're not TGIFing it, that's for sure. You could be sure that in between every single game, they're getting it right. When your standard is micro excellence and you want to get it right, and you get in the field of life, and you get in your life, and you keep at it, and you keep at it, and you keep at it, I'm telling you, defense will break down. You'll see. You'll see. You'll be great. Every day, micro greatness. You'll be great at the end of it. You will. You'll win. That's how they always do it. That's how teams make it. That's how greatness is seen on the field. That's what you saw tonight. That's the lesson that I learned tonight. Everyone thought the Rams were out. And they would have been if one of the Bengals would have just caught the ball, but it's a different story. They got the ball back. No offense. Last chance. Systematically. No changes. Just break them down. Break them down. Don't get thrown. Just do what we do. Defense gets the ball. Offense gets the Bengals get the ball. The Rams step up. Just keep at it. 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 And the last moments, the whole game turned. That's life. It looks like it's not working, and the last moment it all works. The last moment it all works out. The stuff you didn't think possible is possible. But you got to have a standard of excellence. And you got to go one play at a time. Don't worry about the scoreboard. Don't worry about the clock. Don't worry about the fans. Don't listen to people talking to you. Just don't listen to the noise. Don't listen to the noise. You just be you. One play at a time. You'll see that at the end of it, you'll win. I think so. All right. Enough sports. Season's over. For those of you who don't follow sports, thanks for sticking with me. For those of you who do, we're done until September. I don't think this is it. This is it. Let's get back to business. All right. Tomorrow we're gonna deepen up a little bit. We ended up with Viktor Frankl. Maybe we'll start talking about him again. Until then, remember, football is just a metaphor for life. Sports is just a metaphor for life. Let's be great one play at a time. Remember, you're great one play at a time. It'll break down. It may look like you're losing, but as long as that buzzer as long as the buzzer doesn't sound, as long as you're still kicking, as long as God gives you another day, the game's still on. Have a great day. God's help, I can't wait to see you again tomorrow.
Living on a lifeline, the world doesn't ever seem to change. Looking for the sunshine, but you're caught up in the rain. It's like your eyes are wide open, but you cannot see. You're watching life pass you by like 1, 2, 3. Walking in destruction, the winds of life blur your vision. All the devastation forever feels like you're on the run. It's time. No one else can set you free. You're locked inside, and only you have got the key.